there guys, so today's video is going to be a first impressions get ready with me on the ColourPop Nightmare Before Christmas palette. So this video is going to be in collaboration with my dear friend here on YouTube, AllyBrianne. She also picked up the palette and some other goodies for herself. So if you guys would like to see her look and what she bought from the collection, please go check out her video and go check out her channel. Please go subscribe, show her some love, and I can't wait to see what her look turns out to be. I know she's always super creative with her looks, and I always love her concepts, and she really just deserves way more credit because she's amazing. I love her channel, and I am really excited to see what she comes up with. So for me, we're gonna just jump into the look. I don't want to talk about the palette too much right now because I am going to be getting ready for work, but it is a 12-pan palette, and there are 5 shimmers and 7 mattes in the palette. Actually 6 mattes and then 1 matte with glitter. So we're just gonna jump right into the look. So for the first shade, I'm going to be taking this orange color right here called What's This, and I'm going to put it all in my crease area. I decided to keep my hair down because for some reason I'm really cold this morning, and when I put my hair up, usually I get really cold, so I'm just gonna keep it down. So we're just gonna buff this super neon orange shade all in the crease area. And I actually haven't used this shade. So this palette is actually a brand new palette. I'm actually going to return the one I got from Ulta for now, because honestly I can't really afford to do giveaways right now, to be honest. So I'm gonna return it, and what I'm gonna do is probably wait like a month. Wow, that is a really pigmented orange. Wow. And I barely tapped my brush more than twice. I don't really try too many neon shades from ColourPop because they don't really do like true neon palettes. To be honest, that neon collection was like a neon disaster, but this is actually a really nice orange. So this is the new palette that I got from ColourPop. So this is technically a brand new palette. I mean, it is a brand new palette, but I did use that Ulta palette once, but I'm gonna return it because I'm not really gonna be able to run the giveaway this month, so I might do it next month, but we'll see. Depends on where I'm at job-wise and everything, because I'm still not really doing much, so yeah. Okay. That's actually, yeah, really pigmented. I'm only gonna do like, well, I actually have a couple of other new products to try as well, so I'm probably gonna film most of them. But wow, I did not expect it to be, I mean, of course I expected it to be pigmented, but that's actually really nice. Okay, so once we have that buffed out, it like reminds me of like the Oden's Eye mattes almost, this color, like the hibiscus shade from the Hummingbird palette. It's kind of very similar vibe. Okay, so then to define the crease, I'm going to go into the shade Dear Friend, and we're going to use that one to define. It's like a really pretty cool tone brownish color. I'm gonna put that here. I'm actually wearing the same sweater that I wore in my Reese's video, like my Reese's look for Halloween, but I actually didn't wear the sweater out that day. I just wore it for the video. So for today, I'm actually wearing this sweater to work, so it's one of my favorite sweaters that I picked up last year from work. This color is just getting a bit muted because of the mix of the orange and the brown, but if you just build it up a bit more, you can get the pigment out, and I really like that. It's kind of muting out the orange a little bit because the orange was really neon. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty. Okay. And then for the outer corners, there's not really too many deepening shades in this palette that aren't black. There's only like this shade and this shade. I think I'm just gonna either just go in with the black or go in with In My Bones first. But I did try out In My Bones in the other palette that I had, and it wasn't really a deepening up shade enough. But I think it might go over this brown pretty nicely. So I think I'm just going to use In My Bones. I didn't really want to go like super Halloween vibes, like orange and black. I wanted something just a bit lighter. So I think that's going to work. I think the reason why it didn't work as well when I used it the first time, I mean, I'm sorry that I used the palette before I filmed, but mostly all these shades I haven't used except for this shade. I haven't used the orange or the defining shade Dear Friend. This is the only shade I've used, and I'm just saying from my experience that it didn't really go over the pink shades that I tried to use as well, because I feel like those were like a bit more pigmented, I guess. And sorry for my raspy voice and everything. It is early. It's like 11:10 right now in the morning. It's not that early, but for me, I usually don't wake up till like 10:30, so this is my early time. Okay. I really am not an early person. So I'm just going to pop on my glitter glue and then we'll do the lid. Okay, and then for the lid shade, I'm going to go in with this super shimmery orange called Pumpkin Patch. And we're going to put that one all over the lid, because you guys know I'm a sucker for these kind of shades. Oh, that's pretty. The quality of this one, I feel, is way better than the Powerpuff Girls one, just based on using this a couple of times. Because, again, this is the second time I'm using it. But, like, for my first impressions for ColourPop, they're not really, like, super first impressions because I know their formula. Because, obviously, I have, like, a gajillion palettes from them. But this one is performing way better than the Powerpuff Girls one to me. I think that, and even the Tinkerbell one, I don't think those palettes were as good as most of their other collab palettes have been. I think this one is way more consistent, and none of the shades are dry. It reminds me of like their older formula from last year. And I really like it. Does this palette scream Nightmare Before Christmas to me? No, but I do like the color story, and I did like the color story enough to get it, and also because I love Nightmare Before Christmas, so. But honestly, the collection as a whole was pretty disappointing. I mean, it was a good collection. Like, they had good products in it. Way better than the Hocus Pocus collection. Like, that was just a complete bust to me. But a lot of people were commenting that this collection was a missed opportunity from ColourPop, and I definitely agree. I actually think that the Powerpuff Girls collection was better executed, because besides Nightmare Before Christmas, everybody has to freaking message me in the morning. It really does annoy me. I'm going to put my phone over here because I really can't be late today, because the DM is supposed to be there today, so I really gotta do my look as fast as possible. I mean, I left myself like 50 minutes to film, so hopefully I'll be done. So anyway, like the collection, people were thinking that they were basing the collection more so on the Disney ride that's at Disney World and Disneyland. I don't know if it's at both, but apparently that the ride has a lot of like neon colors and like lights up and glows in the dark and stuff like that. And they did do like a black light type of thing where like these shades actually glow in a black light, which I actually think is an awesome concept. I mean, it's been done, but ColourPop hasn't done it before, and I think that for any collection, for them to do that, this would be the collection to do that for, because of like Oogie Boogie's lair and like the neon colors there, which, you know, there is neon in Nightmare Before Christmas, because again, because of Oogie Boogie's lair, but not pinks and just the pinks don't make sense to me. Honestly, even this shade makes sense to me. If these two pink shades weren't in here, I would think this is actually a very Nightmare themed palette, because even the orange, I love this orange, and hello, like you can't really have a pumpkin and a Nightmare palette without an orange shade. Like, let's get real. Even though people were saying that this orange shade was random, I'm like, I don't think it's random. I'm like, I think it's super Halloween. I mean, hello, orange and black. Like, I'm actually really glad that there was an orange and black in here. So now I'm just gonna grab my sponge and then we'll do my face. Okay, so now I'm just gonna prime my face with my MAC Prep and Prime and then my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. And then we're going to jump into a new tinted moisturizer to me. I typically don't usually wear like lighter coverage products unless I'm like not really wearing too much like makeup, like more natural makeup, but I really want to try this today. So this is the Tower 28 SPF 30 Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Mineral Tinted Sunscreen. I don't know why they have to say it twice. In the shade Fairfax, and this is the lightest shade that it comes in. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't say anything about shaking it up, but typically I usually do that for most of my products. I didn't realize that it screws off. I thought it was a pull cap for some reason. I'm going to take a decent amount. It seems like a pretty liquidy consistency, so this is probably definitely going to be enough for me. But I think it's going to be a pretty good, like, coverage, concealer. I was about to say concealer. Tinted moisturizer, because I did, like, kind of try it out on the back of my hand a couple days ago. And it seems like it's going to have a pretty decent amount of coverage. So, I feel like it's almost going to be like a, like, coverage foundation. Yeah, that's nice. I'm just going to buff it out. Okay, I might have to put my hair up. It's kind of driving me crazy now. And I don't think this tinted moisturizer is going to dry down anytime soon. Because again, it's super liquidy. My hair drives me crazy sometimes. But that blended out really easily. And it looks really nice on the skin. I have just been so tinted moisturizer obsessed this year. Like, I haven't really picked up many foundations. I think, again, the last foundation I actually got was the Pat McGrath. And I think that was for the December sale last year. I think I picked up, like, 2 tinted moisturizers during the April sale, which was the Fenty Beauty and the Becca. What the heck is it called? The Becca tinted moisturizer. I forgot what it's called right now. But I didn't pick up any foundations because I still really wasn't wearing foundations all too often, but I was also worried like things were gonna lock down again, but that didn't happen, so that was good at least. Okay, so that's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice on the skin. Feels really weightless. I'm impressed so far. Okay, so for my concealer, I'm just going to use my First Aid Beauty Hello Fab concealer. I think this will be a good shade for this. And I don't want something like a concealer too full coverage. I don't think I need any more tinted moisturizer either. So I'm going to put the cap back on and put this back in the bag. I was going to film my Sephora haul yesterday, but I might go back to the store after work today. I mean, I am going to because I actually want to return something that I got. I don't really like the Gucci lipstick that I got, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to order another shade because the shade is just, I mean, the lipstick is so fragranced to the point where I don't even want to wear it because I actually tried it on my lips last night. I wasn't going to because I was like, I kind of want to return it new so someone else could use it, but they don't really sell Gucci in the store that I go to, and I guess like maybe if it was unused, they would just, you know, send it back. But I really just wanted to see whether or not I was gonna like the shade and everything. And the scent is just so perfumed and so fragrance, and I'm like, I really just feel like I'm eating fragrance. Like that's how much fragrance it was. And usually like some fragranced like lipsticks don't really bother me. Like I love the MAC lipsticks and the way that they smell like vanilla, like stuff like that. But this literally tasted like actual perfume. Like I was tasting perfume. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want that on my lips all day. Like I know everybody raves about them, but I'd rather wear my Tom Ford, my Charlotte Tilbury, or my Dior lipsticks. Because those are all, the Charlotte Tilbury and the Tom Ford are unfragranced. The Dior one is like a light fragrance that I can deal with. So I'm like, I don't know if it's really worth it to me. Because I don't know why do they have to make lip products so scented? Like I'm not against a scented lip product, but this was like so much that like it was just like too much. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I could deal with that. So I'm just going to set my under eyes with my Pat McGrath as per usual. And then we'll do the rest of the face. Okay, and then for my, whoops, I'm using the wrong brush. For my lower lash line, I think I'm just going to take the shade Dear Friend and put that on my lower lash line. That is one pigmented shade. Yeah, these shades are pigmented, you guys, so I'm like barely tapping my brush in, and these are actually very impressive. I mean, usually I get pretty good pigment from them, but these are actually like one touch pigment kind of shades, so just keep that in mind. And do the same over here, obviously. Okay, I'm making okay timing. Tried to film as early as possible and get out of here as early as possible. But yeah, I really need to get up at 10:30 now for my morning shifts because I get up at like 10:45 and that's why I'm always late. Why is that taking me forever? Okay, that's good. And then for my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade Zero, which is like this really pretty super white shimmer. And I'm going to put that on my inner corners. That is super pigmented too. Wow. These are good. I like this palette a lot. The Tinkerbell palette was good. I just feel like the mattes kind of blend away for me. I really like the shimmers in there, but I'm not like obsessed with the flakiness. These, I prefer this formula from them over like the flakier shimmers. They're just easier to work with. Yeah, that's nice. You guys know I have to pile on the inner corner highlight or it's never enough. But I really like that. I'm impressed with this palette so far. It's performing really well. Okay, so I just went ahead and did liner and mascara. I went in with my Marc Jacobs Brownie liner, and then I used the ColourPop Level Up mascara again. I really have been enjoying this so far, and I've only used it twice. And then I just primed my lashes with my L'Oreal Luminous Primer before I went in with the mascara, and then I used my Lash Discovery by Maybelline on the lower lash line. The lower lashes. And now I'm going to go into bronzer. Again, I'm just going to use my Dior bronzer. I've just been on a kick with this one lately. Really have been loving this one. And I've actually been using my Lime Crime powder brush for bronzer because I keep on forgetting to wash my brushes from my Halloween looks. Don't judge me, but they're usually brushes that I never use to begin with. I only use them for like collab looks or like, well, like special like looks, not for like daily use. So it's not like I'm using like super dirty brushes on a daily basis. I just haven't washed some of them yet. So that's why I've just been using this one, and it actually has been working really nicely for bronzer. So I really don't have like a true bronzer brush. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. For me, I'm such a creature of habit when it comes to brushes. I barely change up brushes. I mostly only change up like eye brushes. But yeah, I would love to know what you guys recommend. Okay, so for my blush, I am going to go in with a new blush that I got from the Sephora sale. And I'm going to use the Lawless Make Me Blush Velvet Blush. I don't know why. They can't just call it the Lawless Velvet Blush in the shade Angel Suede. And it's this really, really pretty, like, peachy color. And you guys know these are, like, my favorite kind of colors to wear for an everyday basis. I love peachy tone blushes. And I'm going to use this for my blush today. And we're just going to apply it. Oh, okay. So this is not as super pigmented as I thought it was going to be. It's kind of more of like a buildable formula. And it's nice. Lays really nicely on the skin. I like that. I'm just going to apply it over here. I mean, like, really, there's not many blushes I really don't like. I mean, I feel like blushes are kind of, you know, not really that easy to mess up. I feel like highlighters and bronzers could be a little bit more disappointing, but as far as like blush goes, as long as the blush is super pigmented, I'm good, you know? Or if it's buildable. For me, I prefer something a little bit more pigmented than this, but I probably would use this on like a lighter makeup day, but it's nice. I like it. Okay, so that is that blush, and I like it. It's really pretty on the face. Okay, and then I think we're also going to go in with a new, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's mascara. There's like this speck on my face. Yeah, I guess that's mascara. Okay, well that went away really quickly. For my highlighter, I think I'm going to use a new highlighter that I picked up from the sale as well. I'm going to use the Ilia Daylight highlighting powder in the shade Decades. And I don't know, I just really want to use this today. So I think those are the only two highlighters I picked up from the sale. So we're just going to use this guy. So This looks so super, super pretty. So I'm really excited to try it. So I'm just going to wipe my highlighting brush off and just go to town with this. It looks like a really pretty, like, super gold highlight, and you guys know I love gold highlighters, so. And this seemed, what's weird about Ilia, I mean, I love their products, but the fact that they have, like, so many, like, deeper toned highlighter shades. What is that? Is that? Alright, I just got it. I don't know, that was weird. I was confused for a second what the hell that was. That's pretty. It's not like wha-bam, but it's pretty. But the thing is that, like, they have a lot of different, like, highlighting shades, and basically all the shades after this one are very, like, medium to dark kind of shades, which is awesome, of course. Like, we need more of that in mainstream brands. But the fact that their bronzer is only like 2 shades, or I think 1, or maybe it's 2. I think it's like light and then there's like a medium shade. They didn't come out, or still haven't come out, I think, with like a deeper shade. So I don't know. I'm like, why? I mean, like, the bronzer's like pretty popular, so I'm like, why not just come out with the deeper shade? Like, Ilia has definitely gotten more popular over the past year or two, so like they could do that. All right, it's pretty. I like it. It's a pretty highlighter. It's not like, I mean, anything revolutionary, but it's pretty. I like it. And then we're just going to do the lips. Right, and now let's finish up with the lips. So for my lips, I'm going to go in with one of the Nightmare Before Christmas Luxe Lipsticks. And I got the shade Oogie Boogie because, of course, you guys know I had to get the nude shade. Packaging for this, 10 out of 10. This is so adorable. I love that they made this like a... I really love that they made this like a reusable type of package. And I think that this is a very clever idea. So then, you know, because people are always complaining that, like, since ColourPop comes out with so much stuff that they're so wasteful. But I really like that they made this, like, something that you don't just throw out, that you can hang this on your Christmas tree. So I freaking love this. And I think that that's a really genius concept for them to make the actual packaging the ornament. Because I thought it was, like... I thought it was separate from the carton, but I love that it's together. I think that this is an awesome idea that they did, and I really like that. I hope they do that with future collections. Like, make it reusable, so not everything is so wasteful, but you know, you can just recycle your products, so, or your outer packaging. For me, I keep most of the outer boxes for my lipsticks and even my blushes, so those don't really go to waste. All right, let me do my lips because I really gotta leave in a few minutes. So I'm just gonna apply the shade Oogie Boogie. Also, I love that the packaging is like see-through. I thought it was just like solid black, but it's like see-through, and I freaking love it. So I'm just gonna apply that. I'm just gonna go straight in, no lip liner. And you guys know I already love the ColourPop Luxe lipsticks. They're like my favorite lipstick formula ever. Oh, such a pretty color. I can tell this is probably going to be my new go-to nude already. All right, and that's pretty much it, you guys. Okay, you guys, sorry, I always hate when that sticks out. So here is my finished look. My hair is leaving something to be desired today. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I will discuss everything after I get home from work. I just really need to be on time today. So I will talk to you guys later. But so far, I'm loving everything that I tried. So yeah, bye. Okay, guys. So I am back home from work. So I wanted to tell you guys all of my thoughts on everything that I tried. My makeup might not look the best because I was wearing a mask. And sometimes it can, you know, get smeared. But I wasn't going to reapply everything because I'm literally about to take it off. So this is what you get. So as far as the Nightmare Before Christmas palette goes, I really like this one. I think that this is probably one of their best formula-wise as it comes to collab palettes this year. Honestly, I haven't been too impressed with a collab palette from them since the Malibu Barbie palette. So honestly, even though I've been picking up so many... This is not the right one. Hold on. Hold, please. This is not the right palette. Whoopsie. This is the one I want to return to Ulta. That's not the right one. Let's put that back in my bag. I might go return that on the way home tomorrow because I'm supposed to go see Eternals tomorrow with one of my friends. So yeah, as far as the Nightmare Before Christmas palette goes, I think every shade in here performed extremely well. I think that the mattes are really nice. I especially was really impressed with the neon orange shade. It really showed up beautifully and it stayed pigmented pretty much the entire day. And then the other mattes just blended out really nicely and were very pigmented, and I really liked this pumpkin patch color as well. And then the shade 0 on the inner corners, it's such a pretty, like, it's not really like stark white. It kind of has a hint of like pinkiness to it, and it's really, really pretty. So far I really like this one formula wise. Again, I just wanted to say that I don't understand the neon pink in this collection. I understand there's kind of like a pop factor when it comes to the pinks in here. Again, if they had replaced these two shades with like some kind of pastel blue shade for like Sally's skin, and then like maybe, yeah, this shade, and then like maybe made this like a red shimmer, maybe that would have been more fun. But I do understand that the pinks kind of go better with the theme of this palette. They could have made this a matte blue and a matte purple to go with the Dr. Finkelstein shade. Then I think that that would have like been so much more on theme and a little bit like, I mean, this palette is still very generic, but again, I'm really glad that they didn't put like a whole top row of neutrals in this palette. I'm glad that they put some deeper cool tone colors in the first row, because honestly, if they did that with this palette, it would have been such a waste of space for this. I do really like the pops of shimmer in here, though. I think that this Dr. Finkelstein shade's really pretty. Frog's Breath is really pretty, and Pumpkin Patch. Again, I just have a problem with these two shades. Like, if it was a, like I said, a pastel blue and like a like purpley blue color, I thought that that would have been perfect. But a lot of people really wanted like a neon green in here for Oogie Boogie. So just a blue and just a green, then I think that this palette would have been really, really good for the theme of Nightmare Before Christmas. But I still like the palette. I still like the color story, and I do think that this is one of their best color stories when it comes to the Disney collabs this year. Honestly, I really think that they've just become all about the packaging at this point. The packaging on this, though, is 10 out of 10. Amazing. I absolutely love this packaging. I just kind of wish that the inner packaging for the palette was different than the outer packaging. They did that for the Lizzie McGuire collection, and I really loved that. But I still love the packaging. I think it's definitely awesome. As far as the Tower 28 Tinted Moisturizer, let me just grab it. I really, really like this. It was so beautiful on the skin. It is starting to break up around this area, around my nose. But again, I've been wearing a mask all day, so I'm going to have to test it out again without wearing a mask. But as far as my skin goes. My skin felt really nice and hydrated throughout the day wearing this with a mask. So I really did like it. And I almost consider this a light coverage foundation as opposed to a tinted moisturizer, because I think it has just as much coverage as a lightweight light coverage foundation. So I really liked that. And then as far as the Lawless Blush goes, I really like it. I do think it was a little bit more sheer than I was expecting it to be. I thought this was going to be a little bit more pigmented, but I can kind of see it poking through my skin at this point. Again, I was wearing a mask, so we'll see if wearing this without a mask will change it at all, but I probably won't wear it as much without a mask, to be honest, but it was nice. I like it. It's very smooth. As far as the Ilia highlighter goes, it's pretty. I can still see it on my skin, so it definitely lasted a really long time. So I think that it was really pretty. So I do really like this. And then I do really love the ColourPop Level Up mascara. It definitely kept the curl for most of the day, so I really like it. And then of course you guys know that the Luxe Lipsticks from ColourPop are like my favorite lipsticks. I have absolutely no complaints about this one. It's just super smooth on the lips, super comfortable to wear, and I really love this shade. So yeah, but that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please go check out Ally's look and see what she comes up with. I'm very excited to see her look. So I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. My Poshmark, not Pershmark, at the same handle. And I love you guys. I am going to take my makeup off and relax now because I'm tired. So bye. And please let me know your thoughts on the Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Oh, also, when it comes to the shades of these, this I love, but at the same time, they could have made this like some fun color. I mean, I am glad that there is like a nude shade in this, because let's get real, this was going to be the shade that I picked up. But, and even the red makes sense because Christmas red, I get that. But what is up with the neon pink? I'm like, why is Sally's shade a bright neon pink? I'm like, if they did like a plummy magenta shade, I was like, that would have been so much better. Because like her lips are like a plummy dark color in the movie. So I'm like, why is it that they didn't make like some type of like darker like purple shade, or even like a magenta color would have made more sense than like a neon pink. Sorry, my throat's dry. And then as far as it goes with the like Jelly Much eyeshadows, they're really pretty colors, but why is it that the lipsticks, the eyeshadow palette, and the Jelly Much shadows are all like the same type of shades? Like the Jelly Much shadows are a gold, a purple, and a pink, and then the lipsticks are a nude, a pink, and a red, and then in the palette there's a purple, pink, and light gold shimmers. So it's like they could have, you know, done a neon green for Oogie Boogie. They should have done that with the Jelly Much shadows. And then the neon pink shade for Sally, they should have changed to like a dark magenta. And then as far as those, but other than that, I do think that they did a really good job with this collection as far as packaging and execution wise. I think it was definitely better than their other Disney collabs that they've come out with this year. Some of the other collabs have been lackluster, but again, where are the cheek products for these collections? Why were there no cheek products for this collection? Why were there no cheek products for the Hocus Pocus Part 2 collection? We didn't get cheek products for the first Hocus Pocus collection. They could have done like a blush and a highlighter for this one. I don't know why. I'm like, is it just not on trend anymore? But yeah, that's all I have to say. So yeah, end of rant. Bye.